September, we got about 850 rolls. Wow. All right, guys. So look, Chris Phillip is down. Okay. I went, I passed this guard, got side control. Okay. Now remember, side control, I want an underhook and I want to be able to control the head. Okay. The thing is this, in this situation, okay, being flat on bottom side control is not good for him. For the top person, keeping the bottom person flat is good because it's very difficult to move your hips when you're flat. For the bottom person, moving the hips is essential because that's how you begin to improve your position and begin to dig out of your so-called mini grave called bottom side control. So one of two things are gonna happen. He's either gonna turn into me by potentially framing, turning, and then he's gonna try to get his knees in and so forth, okay? Even if I walk around and begin to walk around the head right here, all these things happen where now he's going for an underhook, I'm potentially going for a Darce. He's here, maybe I'm going here, I'm going for a loop choke and so forth, okay? However, so an easy choke from when they turn into you, okay, is a loop choke because he'll go for an underhook and you kind of get this control here. The problem is that for guys that are really good with underhooks, it begins to be a problem because as you go here, you go for kind of like a loop choke here, and he'll grab my leg underneath here, and then he'll scoot underneath me, and then I begin to lose my position and so forth, okay? What I prefer is to get them to face away. So we go back to side control, okay? And I love it when you have somebody in side control and then they turn away, okay? So a couple of key things here. How do you get them to turn away? Okay, because right now he's flat. I'm gonna go into kind of like a scarf hold here, okay? And you kind of come under this arm and you begin to move it across here, okay? The key is that I have to get the underhook here. This is my underhook, okay? Because if I don't have the underhook, he's got the underhook, and now he's got Master Carlos's holster grip kind of position, and now he's tweaking my arm here, and here, and yeah, and then here, and then he's already out. So I gotta make sure I get the underhook. What I like to do is I like to cup this shoulder here, okay? And I wanna roll him forward, like a seal, okay? I'm gonna use the contour of my neck and kind of like my chest right here, and I'm gonna pull his shoulder in, and I'm gonna roll him kind of over this way here, and I'm gonna keep that pressure here. As my left hand is underneath, my right hand gets that collar, feeds that collar, my right hand goes to his shoulder right here. I'm gonna loosen this up a little bit, okay? From here, what I wanna do is, I bring my right knee to his back, and all I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just pick him up, and I'm gonna slice down and finish, okay? It's very accessible and very doable, okay? And we're not even talking about using any lapels or anything like that. Because look, I wanna take his shoulder, I have it here, I like to have it kind of here, because my left hand will pull the right, and I'm pulling his shoulder underneath, and I'm rolling him forward, right here. And I keep the pressure forward, because if he doesn't stop me pushing him forward, he'll potentially roll the stomach. And this is a back take also. But from here, I keep the pressure forward. As you see, his top shoulder is over his bottom shoulder, okay? And from here, my right hand feeds that lapel to my left hand here. And I cup his shoulder here. My left elbow comes into his shoulder. I don't want to be here because I don't want him to duck his head under and then unloop it, okay? Here, okay, when I bring my left elbow to touch his shoulder here, it's hard for him to unloop it. I'm here, and all I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna, again, roll forward. My right knee comes up, my left foot here, and I just wanna pick him up and slice down. Okay, make sense?
How deep does the left hand need to go on that lapel?
The left hand? On the collar?
Yeah.
Look, I wanna be able to have my wrist at his carotid. Okay. The key is to have the left wrist at the carotid. if I'm here, it's too loose here, okay? So there's gonna be this contour you have right here. It'll be kind of around his neck, under his, kind of around his throat. And then as you pull back, you look at your watch, and then you take that little kind of curve out, okay? So at first, you're here, okay? But as your left elbow comes back, see how how it turns his head, and then you bring it down. Because now, as I'm pulling this down, my wrist is going up into his neck, okay? And I have here, this control. Because from here, I don't necessarily have to pop up. I'm just kind of giving you guys an opportunity to get leverage. So as I drive him forward here, my right knee pushes into his back. I use that left foot in order to pull him up. As my right elbow pinches his arm, and I keep shoving this up. What I'm doing is I'm pushing this down to the mat, and I want to keep him up and pulling him up. In all reality, I want to choke him with my hip. Okay? Try it. You'll feel it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna help you.